Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Loki Subaru in Port Richey, Florida, because guess what? We have it. This is the 2020 Subaru WRX. Let's talk a little bit about the Subaru WRX. WRX and the WRX STI are really those iconic cars in Subaru's lineup that ignited the imagination of people worldwide when it came to the World Rally Championships and really just rallying in general. That all-wheel drive, turbocharged boxer engine really got a lot done for Subaru, especially in the hands of Colin McRae, Petter Solberg, and all the other greats like Chris Atkinson. So many world championships, so many rally wins, so many stage wins, even here in the United States with David Higgins and Craig Drew really leaving such a heritage and a domination that really has never been seen before. What's amazing about this 2020 WRX, this is it. This is the last of this particular generation. It all started in 2015, got a slight revision in 2018, and now this is the final year. 2021, of course, is going to be all new. We don't know exactly what direction Subaru is going in, but I really think at this price point, you're really getting a big power punch when it comes to the Subaru WRX. Now, new for 2020, there have been some sprinklings of things. This one, overall, is that traditional Subaru WRX. For the first time, you could option in the performance package, which now gives you 4-piston Brembo calipers, bright red Brembo calipers. Also, if you go the CVT route, EyeSight technology is going to be standard, not an option on that particular transmission route. But let's go ahead, dive into this 2020 Subaru WRX and really find out, is it really still the best bargain when it comes to power, performance, and safety in this package? So right off the bat, like I said, that World Rally Blue, so iconic. I love the headlight design on this generation. It really has grown on me and kind of ties it into the old Imprezas of the past. Now, one thing I know a lot of people love about the WRX that you can't get on the STI is fog lamps. As you can see, you have your functional fog lamps. I really like the design, what they did here with this. They didn't make it look like a fake vent, and it has that nice rally car look that people think of. They think of lower fog lamps for sure. Now, as we come across the front, this is the revision that was done in 2018, still looking good in 2020. I like the larger mouth opening of the lower grille area to help feed air into that radiator. I also like the way that it's a flat black. It's gonna take a better beating. And they did a great job revising the grille. They kind of shrunk the grille down just a little bit in the center, but still has that unique Subaru branding. And of course the logo, that badge, so iconic. But from one side to the other, really stands out, looks distinctive, and you're part of the club. That's the thing I love about Subarus. Large, open mouth, hood scoop. This is functional. It's not just for show. There's a lot of go qualities there. This has a top mount intercooler, just like the bigger brother, the STI. That's gonna force feed air into that intercooler to help cool the charge and really give you that horsepower that you want when you want it. Wheels. This one has the optional 18-inch wheel. Love the design. It's like a balance of a black gunmetal gray look. Really looking sharp. Remember, new for 2020. If you check off the box, you can get Brembo brakes in the performance package option. This one unfortunately doesn't, but stay tuned. We will definitely bring that to you here on Rady's Rides. One of my favorite parts of the current generation is the front fender. I really love the sharp body line, how it curves down. You have that chrome WRX badge and just enough flaring that I'll have Tom kind of swing it around and show you how great it looks, and really goes back, that body style and that treatment goes over the generations. It really is such a unique thing to own a WRX or an STI because you have that connection of all those different years. Very clean lines. You have the lower sill extension that comes out, gives it a nice definition, and obviously this stuff is for aerodynamic purpose as well. Coming to the rear, you can see just that nice body line here as it's flared out a little bit. And then coming around the bend, I really like on the WRX this trunk lid spoiler, especially if you notice, it's not just the same height all the way across. It's got a nice dip section in the middle. And then as we drop down, you do get LED taillights, but incandescent bulb, turn signals, all-wheel drive, symmetrical all-wheel drive system. I love the quad exhaust and the rear diffuser area. the thing is that this has not been changed. This is the same exact rear of the car since 2015. But let's go ahead, check under the hood and see what's powering this 2020 WRX. All right, guys, we've been talking about it, that power pack punch for the price. You got hood struts. You can see the bottom side of the hood where you're gonna get that air force fed onto that intercooler. That is the FA motor. That is a 2-liter flat 4 turbocharged engine. That is what is the heart of the WRX and separates it from the STI. Now, with that 2-liter direct injected engine, you're looking at 268 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. The WRX weighs around 3,272 pounds. 0 to 60, if you know how to do your dance and shift very well with the manual, 5.3 seconds 0 to 60. It is a 6-speed manual. You can get the CVT. CVT is going to be a little bit slower, 0 to 60. 21 in the city, 27 on the highway. I don't care what Subaru it is. Every time I open up the hood, I like seeing what I can see with my eyes because they go very minimalistic with the engine cover. Yes, on the WRX it's a little bit larger, but I still can see the intercooler. Here's your oil filter. You can see the intake plenum, and then obviously everything at the front of the motor nicely balanced. And another thing you'll notice is that it's very, very low in the chassis. That's part of the advantage of a flat 4 is that it's going to sit very low, going to lower that center of gravity to give you awesome handling, especially connected to the all-wheel drive. But why don't we go ahead, fire up this FA and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're in that World Rally Blue WRX. This one is a premium trim. Now remember, you can do limited, but this one right at that premium trim. MSRP is right around $31,000. Obviously, come down to Loki Subaru, you'll definitely be paying less than MSRP. And that's why I say at right around $30,000, is this the greatest performance bang for the buck? Let's go to the door panels. I like what's going on with the door panels in this WRX. You have the nice leather with the red contrast stitching, flat black around the switch gear, so you're not gonna have to worry about fingerprints and whatnot, and soft material. I'm telling you, if the last time you were in a Subaru was during the bug eye back in 2002 and 2003, they have really raised the bar when it comes to their quality of interior. Soft material on the dash, and then you have this faux carbon fiber design, which actually looks pretty real, to be honest with you. Nice gauge pod up top. You have the stitching, the leather, really wonderful. You could go through all sorts of information. Of course, they have a boost gauge for you, so you can see what kind of pound of boost you're putting out. As we work our way down, you have your infotainment system. It's that Starlink system. It's a little bit slower, but you know what? It's come a long way, and now that you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, it really is hitting all the buttons for what people want tech-wise. You have your regular AC controls, no dual climate in this trim, a nice cubby down here with a 12-volt, no USB connectivity. So I am gonna zonk that. I would like to see a USB up front, especially if you're gonna have a place for me to put my phone. I like the WRX embossed there. You have the black leather with that same red stitching. That's another thing. They didn't change the color of the stitching. It's red throughout. I like that. This one has the optional STI shift knob from Subaru. Nice short throws on the shifter. Has a good, nice engagement to it, which is really great. And you'll see when we go for the drive that this thing, even if you're new to a manual transmission, it really is easy to drive. 2 cup holders, very basic here, no kind of lid or anything like that. I know that there's a limited trim, so I'm not gonna zonk that. You have a little tray here for your Jolly Ranchers, good old-fashioned e-brake, and then this one has the optional 2-level armrest, which I think is really needed because where the standard armrest is, it is on the lower side. The only problem is I don't like this rubber material on it. I wish they would have done something a little bit different texture-wise. 2 USBs and your aux jack and another 12-volt. The problem is it's back here and I have nothing up front there. You do have heated seats, no ventilated seats, and then the seats themselves are actually full cloth, but they are comfortable, they look good, and this material, I'm telling you, it's got a nice wear factor to it. It's gonna wear very well, and if you look up top, you're even gonna get your sunroof. For those of you who wanna have that nice accessibility to the open sky, you could have it in this WRX. But why don't you come on over to the business end? I'll show you behind the wheel of this 2020 Subaru. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel of this WRX. Now, you do have manual controls. I would like to have electric assist at this price point, so I am going to zonk that, at least for the driver's side. But you know what? Nice amount of bolstering, but nothing too obtrusive. And you can see, even with the sunroof, I'm 6 feet tall, and I can adjust this even a little bit better for myself, and I got plenty of room. You do get, this one has the optional frameless auto-dimming mirror, which is a great touch, especially when you have those trucks behind you. That's sort of like the Starship Enterprise with all their LED bar lights and all over the place. Steering wheel, a little piece of rally car heaven. I love the shape, I love the design, I love the stitch work. Think it's so smart to just keep it simple, flat black, and the gauges hit the nail on the head, because guess what? They're beautiful for analog gauges, analog tech, speedometer on the right, and then you have that digital display in the center. This one at this trim level does not have SI drive, but of course you're gonna get that full symmetrical all-wheel drive system. If you ever wonder, well, is it the same all-wheel drive in an STI? No, it's not. What it lacks is the computer controlled, the electronically controlled center diff. So you have a diff up front, diff out in the rear, nothing in the middle. But you know, well, of course you have something in the middle, it's called a drive shaft. But let's go ahead, check out the back seat and see how your passengers are gonna be loving it as you're rallying down your favorite dirt road. All right, guys, backseat time in the WRX. There's a pretty good amount of space. Remember, I'm 6 feet tall. You saw how much room I had up front, plenty. Even back here, I can sit up straight with these seats, very, very comfortable. Now, on the backs of the seats, I'm gonna zonk it. You don't get a pocket for the passenger sitting behind the driver, but you do get one on my side. And then the biggest zonk is gonna be, where's my connectivity? For a $30,000 car, I need at least one USB, or I'm willing to bargain with you and give me a 12 volt. So I'll go to the store and buy myself an adapter to have that USB connectivity. But that to me seems something that at this price point, a car that's made in the year 2020 needs to have that technology. It does have, though, a great height to the armrest. 2 cup holders perfectly placed. Everything else feels great here. Why don't we go ahead, check out the trunk, because I think you're gonna be impressed. All right, guys, time to open up the trunk. You know, we talked about this being such a performance value for the price. One thing that's gonna blow your mind is the space. Now, because this doesn't have keyless entry, which to me is a zonk at $30,000, we do have the good old-fashioned key. We're gonna go ahead and push the trunk release button, and then up she goes. Look at the amount of room that you have there. Not only do you have a large opening, but there's tons of space. Seats fold down. Subaru thought of the people who want to go autocrossing, who want to do their track day in their WRX, and want to bring all those things that are necessary when doing so. And everything will fit great. Fold down the seats. Really, really perfect. But let's get to the best part of any WRX, or STI for that matter. Let's take this car for a spin. All right, guys, little acceleration, first gear, about 20 miles an hour on throttle. So like I said, 0 to 60, about 5.4 seconds in the WRX. The power is very smooth. You're not really waiting too long for the boost to kick in. It's obviously just not as much as in the STI. I feel like the STI, you wait a little bit longer for the boost to kick in, but boy, when it does kick in, it's like, watch out. That's the feeling that I'm missing. Also in the WRX, you don't have the hydraulic steering like you do in the STI, which to me hurts it, because you're losing some of that great feedback, some of that feeling. There's just something about a hydraulic steering rack compared to an electric steering rack that's in the WRX. But I'm telling you, the materials in the WRX have been, definitely the bar has been raised, and the seats are so supportive, and they hold you in. You could go do your autocross event, you could go do your track day, but you could also go and drive this each and every day and be comfortable and supported. All right, guys, once again, on throttle, second gear. I like the way the power is delivered. It really, and of course with Subaru's all-wheel drive system, you're definitely not struggling for grip whatsoever. And I like the sound. The sound overall, you know, course, probably 80% of the people are going to get their WRX and probably put on a cat back or an axle back, or maybe go big and change the downpipe and everything else. So that's just something that your personal interests, whatever you want to get out of your WRX, you can do. I just know there are many people who are hemming and hollering about the WRX or the STI, and then they get the WRX, and then once they drive an STI, then they want that. So I highly recommend driving both, but definitely for the price point, this is giving you a lot of performance for the money. And if you know how to drive and you are doing an autocross event, you're going to show up a lot of faster cars. I promise you that. I like the way it handles though. I mean, look at this. Brakes feel good. Even though it doesn't have the performance brake package, the brake pedal still feels great. Good feedback. Hear a little bit of the whirl of the turbo. You definitely feel very, very secure in this car. And that's another nice thing is that from a safety standpoint, these things you're gonna feel really, really wonderful and safe. On the brakes, into this left-hand bend here. Very nice. On the brakes. Really nice and smooth. I'm telling you, feedback is wonderful to the steering wheel. If you are looking for a car feedback-wise, this thing gives it to you tenfold. It really allows you to feel engaged, be one with the car, and you really know what the chassis is doing. But we're gonna go ahead, hopefully this gave you a good overall feel for the WRX, and really looking at that price point of $30,000 and what else is available. Hopefully this gave you some great feedback. Before I let you go, let's just go a little bit more, huh? Before I say goodbye. Really holds a line nice. It really does. Very, very balanced feeling, which is great. One little last section, then I'll let you go. I know you don't want to go, but that's just the way it is. On the brakes, nice. All right, so hopefully that gave everybody a nice overall feel of what this WRX is about. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up and get back to Loki Subaru, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a magical time here at Loki Subaru. Anytime I get the opportunity to drive a WRX or an STI, always am gonna say yes, give me those keys. But at the end of the day, is this really the best bang for the buck at the price performance-wise? It's really up to you. I definitely highly advise, if you have not driven a WRX, definitely get to your Subaru dealership and take one for a spin. It's gonna put a big smile on your face, and it's gonna make you say, hey, I can have fun driving once again. But if these are the types of things that you like to see on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you are new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee. He's loving these Subarus. He definitely wants to get one of his own, plus a muscle car, plus everything else, just like we all do, right, Tom? But anyway, thank you for your hard work. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.